Hi, my name is Chuma Chukujama, and today I'm going to be sharing 5 major trends in the HR technology world and what they mean for HR managers and C-level executives in Africa. Over the last few years, the number one trend has really been an increased use of people data and analytics in the practice of HR and talent management. Now, interestingly, the adoption of this trend is still in its infancy with many Nigerian and African companies. So let me give you a great example of a company in Nigeria that is at the forefront or pioneering really the use of technology and analytical approaches to improve HR processes and talent management decisions. Now, that company is Diamond Bank. Diamond Bank is a retail bank with a spread across Africa. It's one of the top retail banks in Nigeria. So as analytics and data-driven capabilities are becoming more accessible, more available with HR solutions, it's increasingly important for HR managers, C-level executives to stay on top of the curve with these developments. So how are you going to do this, you would ask? I would say most important, learn from the early adopter successes to position your organizations to correctly prepare for what is coming next. So next is engaging and retaining talent. I'm sure everyone agrees that engaging and retaining the best and the most talented employees is a huge challenge globally, more so in Nigeria and of course in Africa. So it's also recognized that skills mismatch is a common issue, and really, this has led to an increasing demand for technological solutions to better aid talent management practices. There's good news. This specific problem has already been successfully met head-on through the adoption of predictive analysis by a number of leading HR technology providers. So it's something you should look out for. Next is the impact of marketing on HR and HR technology. I'm sure you're going to be asking, what has marketing got to do with HR and HR technology? Well, it is widely recognized that your employer value proposition, or another way you can say that is why someone really wants to work for you, should really be clearly defined by your organizational structure, your organizational culture, your employee experience, your employer brand, your work environment. Now, this was something that corporate communication in many organizations used to handle, but guess what? It's now handled by HR. Why has this happened? This shift in roles has resulted in HR technology solutions adopting this role by building ways in which this can effectively be done and handled with HR technology solutions. So this is something you really need to look out for. HR technology solutions are now responsible really for managing content, crafting, shaping, communicating the employee brand, even helping employees to effectively share their unique career stories with the rest of the world. Another massive trend is a major movement that this trend has been global for a while. It is really the movement from traditional on-premise applications, client-server type applications, to software as a services-based delivery methods. This is a major trend in Nigeria, massive trend in Africa, okay, and it's going to continue, right? So this trend has been really mainly due to all sorts of things, but let me just name a few of them: implementation, deployment, adoption of technologies like this is becoming really, really simple. It's becoming much faster. It's typically you can cut your implementation timeline by half. When you use a SaaS or software as a services solution as against the client server solution. There are several reasons for that, which I wouldn't bother going into. But let me point out a major challenge that is I see with a lot of the deployments that I've been personally involved in. Many organizations don't take some things very seriously. and it leads to protracted engagement. It leads to all sorts of problems when you are trying to deploy technology, software as a services technology. And this is really important for HR managers to understand. C-level executives, you really need to understand this. And let me tell you what they are. The first is a HR practice, a well-articulated HR practice. You'll be shocked. Many organizations don't have a well-articulated, well-documented HR practice, particularly in the area of talent management. This is something that you need to address. If you need to get a consultant to help you do this, it's really, really important. The next is when you're actually engaged in the project, having a detailed scope for execution. This sounds simple, but you'll be shocked. The first thing is organizations, you need to get project managers, or you need to get someone who can really take the role of a project manager and come up with detailed scopes working with your vendors. The next one is communication planning. This is critical. HR usually involves several processes, within an organization. And when you are making such change, you need to communicate that change. You need to plan that communication. What communication goes first, what goes next, what method of communication would you be using, and so on. Some use videos, some use emails, some use, intranet posts, and so on. Whatever the culture of the organization is, and the best way that you can communicate, you need to plan that communication. This is critical. It's critical for these kinds of changes. The next is change management. When you are moving from a manual system or a system that is semi-automated to a cloud-based SaaS, software as a services solution, you need a clear change management strategy. So this is something that is critical. These are just some of the things that you should be aware of. So the last trend I will talk about is design and user experience. Now, this is my favorite. Ever since the iPhone came out in 2007, the importance of design, usability, user experience has really, really increased in our personal lives, in the workplace. I'm sure most of you use some kind of app on your smartphone that has really, really smart, nice user experience, even your social media, or different applications. And modern HR applications have stepped up to meet these really high standards. So they combine features with design excellence to really match the overall experience for the user. Because you see, user adoption is tied to the ease and the user experience that the users will ultimately get from the solution. You want your people to enjoy and to want to engage with the organization through your HR solution. This is really, really critical. And so I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. I'll be back next week with another post. God bless you.